All right, guys. Hey, my name is Samuel Rodney, and I just want to welcome you guys to Be Inspired TV. This is our first episode, and we have our guest, Adrena Martin, on the line. And this show is basically when I came up with the idea, I just wanted to find a different way to inspire more people by allowing them to share their stories. Because you already know I make videos and everything, but I wanted to get the people who are grinding, hustling, and they're having success, but you don't really get a chance to hear their story. So this was my reason for creating this show, and I was able to contact Adrena, and she's a magazine owner. She has her own magazine. She has a clothing line. She has her own book, and she's just a hard worker. I've known her from since like when I was in Tuskegee University. So we met at I don't even remember where we met, but I know like we had an event called Market Friday, and she was always there selling her jewelry and just going all in. And I just brought her on here to like introduce and share her story. All right, so let's hear what Adrena got to say, guys.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great night. Start to a new week tomorrow. But yeah, like he said, I'm an entrepreneur, jewelry design, and really a fashion designer in general. And I started my entrepreneurial journey back like a couple months before I was graduating from Tuskegee. So back in 2012. And I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I just wasn't really sure exactly what field of business I wanted to get into. So, but one thing about me, I'm the only child, so I'm very creative, and I've always loved fashion. So that's kind of how I got started with jewelry making. Didn't really know how to make jewelry, just besides bracelets, but kind of self-taught my way. And that was my first product, bracelets. That was my first initial thing. I tried phone cases with it, but just anything that allowed me to be creative. But I wanted to really get into a full jewelry line. So that's when I kind of taught myself how to make earrings, necklaces, really the whole nine. So I started that. Then let's see, what did I do after that? I wrote a book. Well, no, I fast forward before that. That's when I was still in Alabama. So once I graduated from college, I have a sales and marketing degree.
Uh huh.
And one thing most people, like my parents, they, when you graduate from college, the next thing is, what job are you going to do? Where are you going to go after that? Which is fine, which is, that's, of course, that's something that they would definitely want to think about. And I thought about it too, but I always, like I said, wanted to be an entrepreneur. And so for me, doing the whole, corporate thing for a long time, that just wasn't something that I was interested in. Like, I wanted to really just be my own boss and really be able to help other people through what I'm doing. So, um, I stayed after I graduated, stayed in Alabama for a while, and but in the meantime of that, I would kind of go back and forth to Atlanta to promote my business and do different vendor events, and that's really how I got more into my business. From going to Atlanta, it was just on like a couple-hour drive, but really networking and getting out there. And last year is when I wrote my first book. It's called Don't Become an Entrepreneur If. And in that book, I kind of shared my just different things that I've learned along my entrepreneurial journey so far. And it's only been like this will be the fourth year, but I've definitely learned a lot. So it's called Don't Become an Entrepreneur If. And like I said, I wrote that book last May. And last September is when I started the magazine. Now, the magazine kind of came from what I do as
Wait. Hold on,
oh,
hold on. You're gonna
oh,
fast. So,
okay.
tell us a little bit about what influenced you or what inspired you to write your book.
Okay. What inspired me to write my book? Like I said, I I had thought about being an author. I did, but I just didn't think it would come so soon. It's something that I wasn't like, oh, let me, I want to write a book this year. But it just kind of happened. Like I said, just different things that I've learned so far, being an entrepreneur, graduating from college,
Hmm.
and just moving to Atlanta, just different things, dealing with people, different things, the everyday life of entrepreneurs. So, and then I have chapters in my book. I did each chapter is called Don't Become an Entrepreneur If something. So one is called Don't Become an Entrepreneur If You're Afraid to let go of excuses. Don't become an entrepreneur if you're afraid to be broke. So just different things that go with the lifestyle of being an entrepreneur. And that's really, I wrote that to really just help other people. I know a lot of people, they think about it and want to do it, but they don't really know what goes into being an entrepreneur. So that's really why I wrote the book, just to help other people, inspire them, and hopefully, just be inspiration to other people.
And that's kind of interesting. You say that don't become an entrepreneur if you will make excuses and stuff, because we tend to make a lot of excuses of why we can't do things, and
Hmm.
in the end, we never end up getting what we want to do done because of, oh well, I'm gonna wait till I make more money, or I'm gonna wait
Hmm.
till I get into a better place. All these type of excuses. But the truth of
Right.
the matter is, you actually need to start right now, because
Hmm.
you don't know how long you have to make that dream become a reality. So
Right.
I
Right.
really like that. That's it.
Thank
And tell
you.
me more about what your magazine now, like how that.
Okay. Okay. So the magazine, well, first I'll go back to even before, because I started last September, but before that, I thought about just doing a blog. And basically, I
Mhm.
wanted the blog because, like I said, it's me being an entrepreneur, networking is key. So, and I've met a lot of different people just through events and through my business. So, I wanted to start a blog that would allow other entrepreneurs to kind of just come be a part of it, write, promote their business. So, that was going to be the concept of the blog. But in between that, oh, sorry. In between that, I don't know. I was just thinking, I want a magazine. Like I kept saying, because I would see other magazines, and I kept seeing magazine in my head, but I was like, I don't know if I really want to go through the trouble of having a magazine. It's a lot of work. So
Yeah.
about a month went past, and still thinking blog, but then I kept going back to the magazine. So one day I was sitting at McDonald's with one of my friends here, and I was telling her kind of what I wanted to do with the blog, and I also was telling her about the idea that I wanted for a magazine. And we were kind of talking about it, and she was saying, just do it, and then we started just kind of looking up, like, okay, what all goes into a magazine, like what do you need? And I started posting different ads for things. So I mean, it eventually it was a magazine. So I said, like, kind of set everything up, got writers, and set a launch set. I mean, so it became a magazine. So and basically, like the concept of the magazines, like I said, is for entrepreneurs to really give us a platform, a media outlet, because it can be hard to get into, like big magazines where the focus is on, say like celebrities and gossip and
Mhm.
things like that. But it's like, what about the people, people like me who actually have businesses, who are actually doing things in the community, and can't really afford to, be in this big mainstream magazine or even really get featured because you haven't reached that quote unquote celebrity, status. So that's
Right.
really the concept behind the magazine. So really just for entrepreneurs and to be different community issues, different things that you wouldn't typically hear in a regular magazine. So that's really the focus of it. So all things positive, informative, and educational for people. So and we still have topics like fashion, health, beauty, but
Mhm.
like I said, the writers of the magazine, they have their own business as well, and people that are a part of the team, we're all kind of working together. Like me, I'm a
Yeah.
designer. I have another one of my team members. He's a stylist, a fashion stylist, and a blogger. Another one of my members, she's working on her activewear line. So somebody else, like my husband, he's a music artist. He works with the magazine as well. So it's like we're all working together, for the same purpose, but we all have our own individual things going on as well. So that's what the whole concept is about. And it's called View Magazine. That's VEU, and that stands for Visionaries and Entrepreneurs United. hmm
Nice. I
And you
like
can
that.
find View Magazine online, www.view, and that's veumagazine.com. Instagram, View Magazine _ and Facebook, View Magazine.
Nice.
hmm
It's crazy. That's nice. I like that. And it's crazy because like you guys are all in different types of businesses. I know you said your boyfriend or husband was like he's a musician and he
hmm
also helps out with the magazine. So like
hmm
it's great to have a good team of entrepreneurs who have the same mindset, because
Right.
speaking about mindset, tell me a little bit about what types of books you read or like listening to audio and how it had helped you to get to where you want to be today.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I think one of my favorite books. It was a book by Dennis Kimbrough. I think it was called The Wealth Choice. I think that was the name of The Wealth Choice. And basically, the book, he went around and interviewed different successful business owners and just asked them their story. So, and he had a lot of people like the people that own Johnson and Johnson, the people that own all the big companies that are, and they're all black owned
Hmm.
businesses. And so it was interesting how a lot of them were homeless for a while. A lot of them, just gave up their lives. They had failed friendship. Like, it's a lot of stuff that they went through to get to where they are. And it's really, these are people that have actually, started successful businesses. People that are actually, doing what I'm trying to do. So that was the book. That's probably one of my favorite books. Another book that I read was it was by Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki. What is it called? Oh man, honestly forgot the name of it, but it's a book that Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki. I read it like last year, but basically the book, it was basically talking about the mindset of changing your mindset of being to get to wealth in your business and
Yeah,
really changing your business around. Um, what's another book I read? Oh man, so I got like a bunch of books in my
yeah,
in my
and
thing.
like it's definitely important to like keep feeding your mind and keep growing daily. Because if you stop growing, trust me, everything stops growing with you, and the ideas you had they stop flowing. So reading is
Right.
very important. And like I never really um, started reading until I joined my first business. I used to
Oh,
hate reading with a passion.
really?
And I didn't start reading until like I heard something that said readers are leaders. And like after then I picked up my first book. I think it was like from the bus to the Bentley. And after that I kept reading and like it's just
Wow.
amazing like how much things you could learn just from reading books and expanding your mind, you know? So I
Mhm.
feel like that's important to
Yeah, definitely important, like you said, to keep feeding your brain and with positive stuff that's gonna really help you and take your business to the next level. So I don't really do audio books just because I like to actually just read and
yeah
flip the page back and
and
highlight
highlight.
stuff. So yeah,
Right.
so that's kind of pretty much what I
Um,
do.
all right. So like is there any like motivational speakers or um like maybe Les Brown or like ET or whoever that may have inspired you through listening to them or
You
changed
said
your mindset?
who somebody that inspired me through listening to them.
Yeah.
Um, I would definitely have to say Oprah. She definitely inspires me. Oh, and Tyler Perry. I definitely love Tyler Perry's story and just how.
Hmm.
And I actually put him. I wrote about him in my book too. Just basically how when he first started out doing his first play, I think it was only like 7 people that came or 5. It was a small number of people, but like he spent his whole entire savings putting that play together and didn't make any money from it. So he was homeless for a while, but he kept going. He did what he had to do. And look at him now. He's a millionaire, got, he's built empire, TV shows, movies. So it just goes to show that, hard work and dedication definitely does pay off. You just have to be persistent with it. Yeah. So
And you're totally right because that's the hardest part. Like you have to be determined and like relentless in your on your way to your goal because there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be setbacks, and you have to be able to endure and persevere through all that. Like,
right.
it's not going to be $1 billion company overnight, somebody told me. It's going to take
Right.
a while to get there. So you got to keep on working and be consistent, you know? So
Yeah.
that's a great story.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't understand that, because people they look at reality shows and all kind of
Hmm.
other stuff, and they see people, they might have a boutique or they might have a shoe or whatever kind of business, but a lot of those people they started it while they were on TV, and so it's like they already have a platform, but it's harder to start a business from scratch when you don't have TV, you don't have cameras, you don't have, all this paparazzi to really grind and build something from nothing, And so that's why people I think they get misconstrued thinking, oh, well, this person's on this show and she got a business, she got
Mhm.
all these followers, so, I can do that and mine will happen in 6 months, and that's just, it's not gonna happen like that. So.
Yeah, and we live in a society where people think, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna start this business, I'm gonna be a millionaire tomorrow, like a microwave society.
Mhm.
And we would much quicker give like 20 years to a company that care nothing about us and just give like 6 months to our own business and believe it's gonna work. But
Right.
you want to give 20 years to this guy, but won't even do 20 years in your own business just to see it prosper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes
Exactly.
we tend to get it backwards, and it's kind of crazy.
Mhm. That's
so,
crazy.
like, what are some of the tips that you could give some of our up and coming up entrepreneurs? Yeah.
I definitely would suggest purchasing my book. It's on Amazon. Don't Become an Entrepreneur If, and I think it's a great read because it will definitely let you know different things to look out for. If you're thinking about starting a business. So, but just I think one of the most important things is making sacrifices and being broke. Because I know, like, for me, when I was in school, I worked pretty much my whole college career and I always had money.
Mhm.
So it's like I was able to save up money and buy, shop online and pretty much do what I wanted to do. But life was easy in college. They have a whole bunch of bills, student loans, all that kind of stuff. But it's like now once you get into the real world, it's not the same thing as being in college. So it's gonna be some days when you have to make sacrifices. You can't be shopping in the mall every weekend, or you can't
Right? Or
do
turning
go to
up.
the movies. Yeah, you can't do the same stuff that you did back then. And even as far as like with your friends, you sometimes your friends might want you to go out to the to party, whatever, but you might need to sit at home and work on your business, or you might need to sit there and I don't know, make some. For me, I know I need to make a dress for somebody, or make just work on things that's gonna help you elevate your business. So it's just that a lot of different sacrifice, and a lot of people aren't ready to deal with it. They can't handle it. So because like I said, they go in thinking that it's gonna be one thing with their business, and when they actually get into it, it's something else, and they end up quitting. So yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
sacrificing is like one of the most. We don't like to give up stuff that's personal to you.
Mhm.
For
Right.
for example, me, like, I love sleeping, but I know if I need to get to where I want to be, I can't be sleeping as much. So
Right. That's, yeah. You
so
gotta get up sometime, and
yeah.
yeah, get up
We
and do some
gotta,
things.
and then it comes with like growing and expanding your mind. You
Mhm.
learn how and becoming more aware of yourself and your habits. And as soon as you become and start learning about yourself and being more aware of yourself, you'll learn
Mhm.
that, okay, if I want to be successful here, I gotta break this habit or this
Right.
habit, you know.
Mhm.
Or if you're
Change
trying to
my
lose weight, I
ways.
gotta stop eating the junk food, you know. So
Right. Yep. Just a matter of changing your habits.
yeah.
Some of them might be good. But some stuff you do have to let go. You can't keep doing the same thing, bad things that you were doing before. Expect
Hmm.
to get different results. So
Cool.
yeah. Yeah.
I feel you. So quick question. What is one of the obstacles, or you could talk about anyone. What is one of the obstacles that you had to come overcome as an entrepreneurship, as an entrepreneur?
Other obstacles. Learning how to work with limited funds. But that's something that definitely makes you more creative.
Excellent.
But really, I would say an obstacle is learning how to deal with rejection and criticism. Everybody that everybody that you think, oh, no, no, that, oh, another thing that's on that list with that too, and I'll kind of go into all of them, but definitely support, because I know a lot of times when people start businesses and when we do anything.
You went blank, Adrena.
Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I had a call coming in. I'm sorry.
It's,
Okay, yeah. But I know when we start businesses, we expect our family and friends to be the first people to run and support us, and a lot of times it's not the
Mhm.
case. My family definitely supported me financially. My mom and dad doing a great job of it. But okay, my iPad just died too, so the light might cut off. But I think that's definitely something that I'm sorry, my iPad just died, so I'm a little black right here, but I can still see you.
Okay.
But that's definitely something that I think people kind of get discouraged about because you have to realize, yeah, our friends, we expect them to support us and be our first customers and just buy all of our products out, but that's just not the case. A lot of them, they may want a discount or they may want you to, just expect you to give them something, but you can't stay in business doing that. So I think that's one thing that new entrepreneurs have to get that in their head. Like your strangers will be your biggest supporters a lot of times. So, and a lot of times, once you done made it, quote unquote, and you become this, celebrity or whatever, then a lot of people will kind of just get on a bandwagon with that. So, but that's definitely, I would say, an obstacle. And like I said, dealing with rejection and criticism, because one thing I've learned, even from doing events and just a lot of stuff in general,
Mhm.
people will always find something wrong with what you do. You could have done the best job, put on a great event, well organized, everything. The dress could have looked, top notch, and it's always gonna be something wrong with it. You're not gonna please everybody. So I think that's another one of the biggest things that you have to just really get in your head as an entrepreneur. So yeah.
Nice. Something will always be wrong. Just a little thing. Always too much beads on the dress.
Yeah, it's always something. Yeah, it's never gonna be right. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So is there any other like tips or anything else you want to share to help these up and coming entrepreneurs or just not even entrepreneurs, just people who want more out of life, you know? Don't
I would definitely say. Oh wait, my earpiece fell out. I'm sorry.
it's cool.
Little thing fell out. One thing I definitely want to say is don't try and be like everybody else. Don't try and start selling clothes because somebody else selling clothes, or you see so and so on this reality show selling clothes. Do it because you're passionate about it. You really just like selling clothes. Don't try and sell me some tea because somebody else is selling tea and you really hate tea. It's just not gonna work out. So do something that you're actually passionate about and that you love. Another thing I'll have to say is just be consistent and persistent with what you're doing. It's not gonna happen overnight. You gotta stick with it, and just really keep going, keep grinding, keep getting out there, meeting different people, and don't be afraid to talk to people. I think that's another thing I've gotten through college and up until now. I used to be kind of shy, and I still am. Depending on, you know,
I remember.
depending on the situation. But when it comes down to business, we can talk. It just depends. I'm not afraid to walk up to somebody at an event and say, "Hey, what do you do? Here's my business card." And that's just really, closed mouths don't get fed. So you got to get out there and sell yourself to people and be your own brand. Like me, like I make clothes. I'm always in my outfits, in my jewelry. So it's like people can look at me. Oh, you're a designer. I love your outfit. Here goes my card. I made it. Call me. Let's get you in
Mhm.
something. So be your own brand. And you know, another thing. I'm sorry. This kind of something that I see, but it kind of goes on the same lines of it. But look like what you do. Okay. And when I say that, I mean if you're a hairstylist, have your hair done. Okay. I'm not gonna let you do my hair and your hair is jacked up. It's not gonna happen. Okay. If you're a nail tech, have your nails done, okay? And it all goes back to me, being a designer. Like I'm always in my jewelry. I'm always, now that I'm starting to, I'm always in my, my clothes for the most part. So look the part because that's your brand and that says a lot about you. It all starts. It just takes one time, and it's, first impressions are everything. So just those little bits of information. Yeah.
Not only that, but it also helps because it could be like, oh, people see your outfit or see you got your nails done, they be like, "Oh, where you got it done?" And that's an
Mhm.
instant sale or something. So
Right.
listen, you give three great, really great tips. I really appreciate those. Those are
Thank you. Thank
nice,
you.
especially about the passionate part because like we tend to just do things. Sometimes it's probably money motivated. I can make this amount of money, so I'm gonna do
Mhm.
to see if I get it. But
Mhm.
in all actuality, if
Mhm.
you're not passionate about it and be consistent with it,
Mhm.
the money is not gonna motivate you. So
Right.
like
Right.
when
It's not
you
gonna come.
do stuff, make sure you have a like strong why as to why you're doing this,
Mhm.
why you want to start this business, why you want to start this clothing line, because
Right.
when it becomes hard, when you get all those no's and nobody wants to support you, that
Right.
why or passion is going to keep you going.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
I like those three
That's
ideas.
true. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Adrena, like, thank you so much for being our first guest on our show.
All
And
right. Thank you for
having
having
you on
me.
here.
Thank you for
Tell us
having me.
how we can reach you or by email or by website.
Oh, yeah. So visit me just for everything about me and what I do. Just go to my main website. It's www.whoisadrena, and that's ADRENA.com. And from there, I have links to my fashion page, my jewelry, and my clothes, and also it's a link to the magazine under my brands page. So everything you want to know about me, you can buy my book online. I have some ebooks if you're looking for help with Instagram. It's just go to that website, www.whoisadrena.com. It's all there.
All right. www.whoisadrena.com, guys.
Mhm.
So if you
Yes.
want to learn more about who Adrena is, or you want to get some of her, get her book, or get some of her jewelry, or experience her clothing line, definitely go to that website and check it out. All right.
Okay.
So Adrena, thank you again for coming on. I greatly appreciate it, and I look forward to doing this again with you sometime. All right.
All right. Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome. Take care.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.